Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Pranjal and today I'll be covering the topic elements of design. What are the elements of design? Here you have in front of us the 9 elements of design. First is dot, line, shape, form, color, tonal value, texture, pattern, and space. So if you're interested in knowing how these elements of design are really important for basic design, please be with me in this video. Let's start with the basic element of design, that is design and drawing, that is a dot. Everything in this world that we draw, it starts with a dot. You can't draw a line if you can't start with a dot. You can't start drawing a shape if you can't start with a dot. Dot is a fundamental unit, element of drawing and design, okay? So I want you to understand here that there is a dot. If this is a dot, this then forms, if you take too many dots, okay, if you take 1, 2, 3 dots and you take these dots and club them together like 1, 2, 3, place them really close to each other, you will observe that these dots form a line, and therefore dot leads into formation of a line. This is very basic and this is very boring, but know that when you learn to observe dots in your surrounding, you learn a lot from them. Now tell me, in architecture, where do you see a dot or even a small hole? Where? You can see them in screws. Screws we see like circles or dots. Then we can also take doorknobs, and architecture is vast. I'll let you think about it and let me know everything about this in the comment below. Now in fashion, we can use dots like jewelry, beads, we can use it as a button, and many more. Similarly, now jumping on to the next point, line. We all have seen what a line looks like. This is a line. But wait a second, there's not only one type of line. There are many types of line. So, I want to see how many types of line there are. First, you have this line. Second, you have this wavy line. Third, you have a zigzag line. Fourth, we have a spiral line like this. Fifth, we have a line that goes around like this. Sixth, we have this line. And so on. We can have even more types of line, but I'm stopping here for the basics. So with the help of these lines, we can create different forms. We can create different shapes. Maybe geometrical shapes or even abstract shapes. It all depends. This is what leads into form of a great drawing basic unit. So moving on to shape, you must have heard of shape. Hear it everywhere, and from kindergarten you are hearing what a shape is. Let me explain to you what a shape really is. If you take, it is a boundary made by a type of line that encloses a space in it. If you take a curved line and enclose it, the space between it, it denotes that this is a circle. So what is this? The circle is really a shape. So I think the topic of shape is also clear. Now take into consideration, where do you find shapes in architecture? You find them in doors, we find the shape in window, okay, and so on. In fashion, we find it in the type of clothes design we're wearing, the type of handbag accessory we have designed, the necklace design, the earring design. Now take into consideration the design area. In design, where do we find a shape? In design, we find them in any product. Take into consideration a mouse I have here. This is a shape. See it in the front view and you'll see a shape, okay? Now, also anything in front of you, if you see it in a front form, you will see it as a shape. Okay, this is about shape. Now let's move on to the next point. The next is form. Now, we've all heard of this thing called as form. Form is a 3D type of a shape. So how is it? It is a 3D. You can see all dimensions or more than one dimensions of a shape. We call it a form. Now, if you take in a square is a shape, okay? But if you draw a cube, this becomes, what does this become? This becomes a form. Same is with other shapes, like if you take into consideration again, cone. So this is a form, which we call a cone. And this is a triangle. Triangle turns into a pyramid. We have all learned that in primary classes. I just want you to understand it more clearly. Okay. So moving on to another factor is colors. We find colors everywhere. In this world, we're surrounded with huge types of colors. Okay. So there are many types of colors. There are types of colors like monochromatic colors, tertiary colors. Okay, there are types of colors, the secondary, primary, tertiary colors. There's a pattern of how colors look attractive in their own way, which I will be teaching you in further classes. Okay, so for now, understand a basic principle of design. Element of design that catches human attention is also a color. Okay, now moving on to another part, value. What is value? Let me teach you this in a bit of a detail. For this, I will be erasing this thing. Just hold on a second. Here we go. We have erased most of what is written. Sorry. Okay, now move on to the next part. Value. What is value? If I take an original color, that is a red color. This is a red color we have here. Okay, this is pure red color. We call this red color as a U, H-U-E. Okay, this is called as a hue. Now, if you add white to it, it will give a different set of colors. Okay. If you add gray to it, gray to this color, it will give you a different set of colors. Similarly, if you add black to this hue, it will give you different shades of red. So this is what we call a tonal value in elements of design. If you want a clear description of this, I will give it to you in a PDF form, or I'll share with you a picture in the description so that it will help you to understand this in a better way. Moving on to texture. What is a texture? So take an example of a cloth. Now take an example of a jute cloth and a cotton cloth. Touch it. Let your fingers feel it. Now tell me, does the jute cloth feel any different from the cotton cloth? Obviously, it will feel different because jute has a different texture than cotton. The feeling that we have by touching it is different, meaning it is rough and it's soft. This is called as texture. Now, basically, every surface around us is texture. It can be smooth, it can be rough, it can even be crystally, or it can have a numerous types of textures. So we are also surrounded by different forms of texture. Moving on to pattern. Now, pattern, you must be knowing this already, and I'm sure of that, but I'll explain it in short. A texture, I'll take an example. We'll take a pattern. If I draw a circle, what is this? A circle, a line, a circle, a line, a circle, a line, a circle. This becomes a pattern. When a set of form, shape, lines, dots, anything repeats at a regular interval constantly, it is called as a pattern. Okay, now what is a shape then? A shape is basically, what is a space now? So here we have with a very interesting thing to learn now again. Space. Now take into example this picture. I'll draw a picture in which I'll see a house. Okay. Okay, now again take another picture. I see a big house like this. And here I have the third picture in which I see a teeny tiny house. Now tell me which of them, now here, this is an object. This is an object. The house is an object. Okay. Now this is considered, the object in a picture is considered to be as a positive space. Positive space. And the background is considered to be as a negative space. Okay. So here in this picture, if you observe carefully, you will notice that this here all is a negative space. Okay. And on the other hand, this is a positive space. And if you compare these three pictures, you'll see that the size of the houses are different. In this here, in the one that is, so in this image, we can see that the house is very small. So positive space is smaller than the negative space. In this image, we can see that the house is bigger than the background. So this has more of a positive space. This has more of a negative space. Here in this, we have more. Now the positive space here and the negative space here are balanced. So we can see that this is eyeingly appealing. It does not seem a bit awkward or something different. So these are the 9 elements of design that I've explained in this video. I want you to really practice something at home. Do or write all these down and think if you can use this in fashion, architecture, and design. Mostly product design. And let me know all of it in the comment below. Thank you for watching this video. I want you to like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.